What is going on, guys? Back at you again with another video on my Jeep Grand Cherokee. So I am running into an issue right now. My Jeep is throwing a trouble code, and that is for not a random cylinder misfire, which is usually what it should be, but it's for the ignition coil circuit open or ignition coil. It's for the ignition coil primary circuit, like one malfunction, and I'm going to diagnose it today. Before this video continues, don't forget to hit that like button right here and hit that subscribe button right here. Let's get back to it. It could be multiple things. I have changed the coil rail. I have changed the spark plugs. I've changed the cam and the crank sensor. I have changed multiple things on this car. I've changed the ECM. So many things that the problem could have been, but the problem is still remaining. Now, I did buy a kind of aftermarket cam slash crank sensor. Both the cam and the crank sensor both control spark and fuel for this Jeep. So I am going to replace one of the sensors, one of the aftermarket sensors. I'm pretty sure it's the crank sensor, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to replace the crankshaft sensor. I want to see if that makes a difference. I know there is a relearn procedure that needs to be done on a computer after you change the crankshaft sensor on this car, but I will see if maybe me installing it will make any sort of a difference. I'll show you guys how it's running now and how much it runs like poopy. Let me show you guys what it's doing. Let's get right into this video. So this car is a complete electrical mess, so just bear with me. I did take apart the actual loom right there to see if there were any problems, and there were some problems. I fixed them and it's still running like absolute poop. There were ground wires all over the place that weren't really doing anything, so I made new ground wires and I put a battery cutoff switch because my terminal on my negative side literally broke and all I had was this cutoff switch. So I installed a cutoff switch, I changed the computer, I changed the entire rail, I changed every single component on this car that could be causing the problem, and it has not fixed it. So going back to basics, so I'm going to show you how it runs, if it even starts. Okay, it runs, but it is skipping like a schoolgirl and she wants to just die. She's idling good now, like high, not good. She's at about 1,000, but she'll drop down to 400 and then she'll sound like she just wants to stall out. And it's just misfiring. Okay, so this is my new CarQuest Premium crankshaft sensor, and it has this little piece of foam on the top for the air gap and setting the air gap on the actual engine. So I'm going to take my old crankshaft sensor out, see what it looks like, and put this new one in, see if it does anything. It has a little adjustable sleeve right here, so you can actually adjust the air gap and the distance between the flex plate and the sensor itself. Hopefully this makes a difference. If not, I will try and grab a computer so I can reprogram and do the relearn procedure on the cam and crank sensor, and hopefully that does something. But let's just start with this. So this is the old one, and it's pretty like crummy. It's covered in like oil. It's got like this residue on it and stuff, so I don't know, it could be the problem, it might not be. I'm gonna swap it, see what happens. All right, so new camshaft sensor, camshaft. I think it's a crank. Yeah, it's a crank because it's on the thing. So see if it works. Now still runs like poop. Really? I'm gonna try something really quick. I'm going to go get gas, and then I'm going to drive it to a buddy's house and try to do a cam slash crank relearn procedure and see if that does anything.
But what I've been having trouble with is I come in here.
So I'm here at Al's garage, and I did a quick compression test on the Jeep. My numbers weren't terrible. I did it from the front to back. So the first cylinder had 119, 120, 122, 123, 123, and 122. Pretty consistent. Our semi-low, usually engine from the factory with one of these should be like 145-ish. But like 120, 119, I'm comfortable with. As long as it's not below, I feel like 110 or 100 or like 105. As long as it's not below like those numbers, I'm pretty pretty okay with those. Those aren't crazy terrible. I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna throw the old coil pack back on, put it back on the engine, see if that changes anything. I'm gonna throw spark plugs back in. Let me see what I can kind of do or diagnose here. Runs a lot better. So what I am coming to the conclusion with is that I had the original coil pack. I swapped the coil pack from the new one that was put in back to the old one. Runs a lot better. That code that still has for the primary coil pack problem is still there. Now that I swapped the coil packs, I'm only misfiring on one cylinder now instead of all of them. The solution might be a coil pack. Like the new one there might have been something wrong with the new one. So I'm gonna try and see if I can return the new one, get a different one, and maybe that'll solve the problem. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna try that. I can't do it today specifically. Pretty confident that was a problem. I shut the injectors off on cylinder 6 and the problem was still kind of there. The injector did shut off and the RPMs did fluctuate. I also swapped the spark plugs from cylinder 6 to like 2 or 3 or whatever, just to see if it moved, but it stayed on cylinder 6. Pretty confident that a circuit or something in cylinder 6 is causing a misfire. When I had the other coil pack in and I was looking for misfires, it wasn't misfiring on any cylinder, which was really weird, because I have the misfire PIDs on the scanner tool that I was using, and it showed no misfires. So that was really weird and confusing. I'm gonna try swapping the coil pack as soon as I possibly can, and maybe that'll solve my problem, maybe it won't. Who knows? And on that note, I am now sitting here in my downstairs room, explaining to you guys pretty much a recap of what happened. So I don't really know if I explained it too well in the video, but what I do know is that I think I need a new coil rail. I did replace the original coil rail with a brand new one, but it ended up running worse. So I think it might have been defective from the factory because I put the old one back in and it runs a million times better, and it's only misfiring on one cylinder now, which is cylinder 6. I did take all the spark plugs out. I swapped the spark plugs to see if I could isolate the problem. Now the issue with these coil packs is if one goes bad, all of them start to go bad, because I'm pretty sure they're in series with each other. You know, as time goes on, it starts misfiring on all the cylinders, and that's not good. So the solution is I can return the new / old coil pack that I have back to the parts store that I bought it from, and hopefully get another one. Cross my fingers that that works. So yeah, hopefully in the next episode I will show you guys how to install the new coil pack in very good detail. I guess good enough detail to my expertise. So I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon in the next video. Peace out.